Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today I'm here at my local Electrify America station that is again not working. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm here again at my local Electrify America charging site and it's down. And it's in fact been down, I think at this point in time, 12 days, nearly 2 weeks basically. And this is not the first time this year this station hasn't been working. There was an issue with the charger on the end, there's an issue with this charger. There was a point where all of them were derated. It's just like this, it's just been dragging on and on here at this Electrify America site. Now, why is this an issue? Well, this is one of the few high-powered DC fast charging sites pretty much in this whole area. The next closest you'd have to go somewhere into the city, or you'd have to drive a Tesla, which at least the car I have right now is not a Tesla. So I have nothing to rely upon. I do come here to Owings Mills to go to Costco. I'll stop at this Target when I'm here and get stuff that I need for the week. And unfortunately, I'm unable to charge here. Now, fortunately for me, I can charge at home. So that's great. But in this area, there's a lot of multifamily dwelling and there's a lot of townhouses where it's very hard for these individuals that live there to get charging infrastructure for home charging. So what do they have to do? They have to rely upon local charging sites like this, which they can't because it's down. And then I hear the argument, well, then they just shouldn't have an electric car. But I'm inclusive. I want everybody to have an electric car, and I don't think that's the rationale we should take. I think that the infrastructure should do their job and it should work, especially if it's supposed to work. So I have a couple thoughts here I want to share about maybe what Electrify America could do to remedy this situation. All right, everybody, before we get into my suggestions, I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain what's going on here. So we got charging start error on this dispenser, and I do want to note that these chargers are listed as being down in the app. Now this one says unavailable, this one says unavailable, and then this one is just completely kaput. And funny, right as I was recording, 2 cars come by to charge, they can't charge. But I do want to say it is labeled in the app properly that they are not functioning, so at least they did that. All right, so what can Electrify America do to fix this situation with many sites regularly having issues like this? Well, the first thing is acknowledge defeat, and if you have a certain hardware provider that is not very good at doing their job, don't go with that hardware provider anymore, which I think they have gone that direction, and use a more reliable charging hardware provider. And again, I don't know anything official, but I think they are going to move to a more reliable charging hardware. I'm not sure which one. I'm hoping for Alpitronic, but we'll see what happens. These Signet units, they just aren't cutting it. And they have notably been ripping out Signet units and putting in different units. They have the BTC Power, 4th gen chargers, I believe 4th gen is what they call them, that they've been putting in, and maybe we'll see some 5th gen better hardware that will actually work and be easily serviceable. Second, I do know that they have like third-party vendors that they use for service, which is great, but there's just, in my opinion, a little bit too much lag time. I think it's worth them putting the money into it, just like Tesla did, and building up a service network that they can be dispatched 24/7 to go fix chargers. Because the issue here is that people are relying on these stations for fuel. Now, for me, I don't necessarily rely upon it unless I'm on a road trip. But for some people who do live in the multifamily dwelling, the townhouses where they can't get the charging infrastructure at home, if they rely upon the station and then it doesn't work, then they're put in a really bad situation where they either have to drive much further away to charge, or maybe they have to go use another charging provider. And I'm not the biggest fan of free charging, but hey, people bought their cars because they got free charging and they want to use where they get the free charging for, and they're not able to do that because sometimes the hardware doesn't work. So if they were able to create this maintenance network that could come out and fix them, it'll kind of reduce time of the chargers being down. This notably being down for almost 2 weeks, that's basically an uptime of like 96%. Just this 2 weeks. And this site has had way more than 2 weeks worth of downtime. So this site, I would bet, is probably in the 90% uptime for the whole year, maybe less. So it's just, is Electrify America as a company proud of what they're doing here? I hope they're not, and I'd like to think that they're doing something to make it better, but it's been evident to me over time that they're not really doing anything to make it better, because every time they come out and fix this and I get optimistic, I'm like, oh, they figured it out, and then it goes down again. So I don't know. Electrify America, please do something about this. I would love to chat with someone from your company about this, just as a purely an owner, let you know about my experience, about other people's experiences that I've heard of while I've been on the road, and maybe we can figure something out so that this can just get better, because right now you're just doing a real big disservice to the EV community, and I want you to do well, and you keep kind of letting me down. So well, anyways, everybody, that's all I have for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't already, please give a like, a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will catch you all next time.